9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning and happy Monday. It's Ted, and this is Ted's Take for the week ending November 25th, 2023. Last week was a holiday week. We had that big Thanksgiving holiday in the middle of it. That did have an effect on the markets. We'll talk about those numbers here in just a minute. But I really hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving holiday. And as we move into the holiday season, I certainly wish everyone the best. Let's move on with those numbers, shall we? And wow, what a weird week it was, right? I mean, you look at these numbers, you see 351 new listings last week, down 31%. That's dragging down that 4-week average. That's why I put those asterisks over there, because it's going to impact the 4-week averages as well. Now, I wouldn't read anything into this really, because I think what you saw last week was just a whole bunch of people that certainly didn't want to put a new sign in their yard when they're trying to put a turkey on the table on Thursday. So that affected the number of homes that went pending as well. A shorter week. People weren't writing contracts on homes on Thursday and Friday this week either. That also affected the number of closings. You see that those were 260 normally, and again 307. That drags the 4-week average down to 378, and we normally see a bit higher than that as well over that same time period. And here's how you know that the market really didn't change all that much. The number of expireds really didn't change. Actually, didn't change significantly at all. They were, right at 21, and on average, they're about 21. They're off a little bit from last week, but not a significant amount one way or the other. So I think that's a sign of a good, healthy market. Next week will be a little more interesting report. We'll probably have numbers that look more like the averages that you see on the right-hand side and less like the numbers you see down the middle there. But again, my job is to report on those numbers. That's what I do. This is factual. Again, I do provide some analysis of these things, but the numbers are the numbers. Last week, I made the note that I was going to probably change this slide up a little bit because I wasn't seeing things change all that much. For example, the average number of days on the market homes are spending, it's 30 days. It really hasn't changed. The median number of days that homes are spending on the market was 14. It hadn't moved by a day or two, one way or the other, in the last 6-8 weeks, maybe even further than that. If those numbers change significantly over time, we'll start reporting on them again, but there was really not much need to. So I wanted to bring up some different numbers this week. SFR, in case you're wondering, stands for single family residence. So this is a single family home, not a condominium, not a townhouse, not a mobile home, or a manufactured home. These are strictly single family residences, and that's how I want to report these numbers. Those are now 2,868 across Orange and Seminole counties. Now, if you look at the number that were sold in the last 30 days, and that's what that 30D stands for, you'll see that number at about 1,065. And then if you look at the median price, I still want to keep this number up here, but I'm going to shift this. I just want to make sure we understand. If you look at the median price for all properties for sale across Orange and Seminole counties, that median price is about $445,000. But if you look at the median asking price for single-family residences across Orange and Seminole County, you'll see that asking price is about $548,000. All right, so that does change a little bit of the reporting, and I wanted to make sure that I was clear on that. I wanted to keep both of these numbers up on the screen. Over the next month or so, we'll go ahead and report them like this, and then we'll probably change a few other things on the slide as more things become apparent, and we'll see how things go from there. Anyway, let's move on to wrap up, shall we? Now, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, and I said this at the outset, last week was certainly not a normal reporting week due to the Thanksgiving holiday. That took 2 days out of the business week. That's a pretty good chunk, and that's going to have an impact on markets no matter what you do, especially the housing market. Now, both Orange and Seminole counties reported about the same percentage of drop, at right around 31%. Interest rates are falling off of their highs earlier in the month. For FHA buyers, this is your first-time home buyers. That's probably many of you that might be watching this. Interest rates dropped down to about 7.1, 7.2, somewhere in there. Of course, your mileage may vary. That's why I always tell someone to speak to a lending professional about your particular needs and let them help you figure out what the best product is for you. If you need some recommendations for some good lenders, please let me know. I have some great ones that I reach out to all of the time to help people like yourselves find that new home. Now, if you're planning on listing your home or selling your home in the spring, the time for planning that sale is probably now. This gives you a few months to think about those repairs that need to be made, or at least the adjustments you'll need to make for those things that would devalue or take away from the maximum value of the house. I'm available to come out and help you with that in-home consultation. We don't have to necessarily set a selling price on your home right now, but we can certainly see where homes like yours are selling right now and understand what that will look like several months from now. And this sets you up for success when we go to list your home. So if you have any questions at all, please contact me right there. I put that number up there. It's flashing this week, 321-729-1019. I'm always here for you. Give me a shout. And I want everyone out there to enjoy the rest of the holiday season. But again, if you have any needs that come up that involve real estate, don't hesitate to give me a call. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you next Monday.